Before we get started, I just want to say that the audio recording didn't work. The mic just wasn't working. So sorry about that in advance. Hope you guys enjoy.
What's going on, guys? We're back. We haven't uploaded videos for like 2 days. We haven't recorded in like a week, low-key.
But yeah, it's gonna take some time to get used to it because we're in a new place.
I hope you guys like the studio.
Yeah,
it's been a long time coming. Obviously, everything wrong happened, so the TV, it didn't work. So now we have to buy a new TV.
Yeah, we gotta get a lot of new props and stuff.
Yeah.
We just put Potter stuff. I don't know. Even though we have never talked about Harry Potter.
Nah, but we can become a Harry Potter channel for sure.
Only Harry Potter.
I hope you guys like the new setup. We're really happy about it. You know, we're just happy that we have a whole room that we can record.
Nah, for sure.
And the quality's gonna just get better more and more and more. We also want to just focus on the quality of the content. So, anyways, today, I guess we're gonna talk about what we always talk about.
We're gonna talk about the thing that we talked about first when we first started this channel.
The
Lakers.
It's funny because I feel like we haven't just talked about the Lakers in a while.
Nah, we really haven't. Last time we talked about the Lakers was the NBA is better than ever video that we talked about them at the end a lot. Yeah. In that time, the Lakers made us happy, made us hopeful.
Yes.
And then, like always, the last two games have been heartbreakers.
Ever since this man Russell Westbrook said,
keep having fun, bro.
Yes, sir.
You happy for the next man? Keep having fun, bro. Yes, win, lose, or draw, have fun. Just keep having fun, bro.
Yes, we've been on a 3-game losing streak.
He was definitely having fun last night in that last possession.
Did you see him in the post-game interview?
No,
just
laughing. I didn't.
Just laughing. He's like, he fouled me.
Live reaction to the post-game interview, but he swears it's drippy.
Offensively, what were you seeing and looking at in that moment?
You gotta put that in the video.
Trying to get to the basket. That's unfortunate, but
it's bright ass smile.
But
In moments.
tomorrow tonight.
It's really frustrating though. Not like all seriousness though, like we laugh about that, but it's really frustrating when you're losing, and then in the post-game interview you're just laughing. Like I know you want to shake it off, but that looks super stupid.
I don't want to be too tough on Westbrook because he had a great game yesterday and he played really good against the Mavericks as well. It's just that we keep losing last second. We're talking about it. Obviously, we love LeBron, but LeBron's not the most clutch player out there, especially now. Recently, that his shot has been off, and like I understand that he had a mismatch, but I think you
I just don't think you can consider that a mismatch. I don't think Joel Embiid is a mismatch for a guard like Russell Westbrook. Yeah, because at the end of the day, a lot of teams do, we saw with the Boston Celtics, they put their center on Russell Westbrook. I know he hasn't been one of the best defenders in the NBA the last 2 seasons, but I mean, Embiid, when he has to lock up, he locks up, man. This is one of the best defenders when he actually tries in the NBA. So how can that even be a mismatch?
Obviously, Westbrook's gonna drive in. And Embiid was like, all right, I'm 7 feet.
Because even if he doesn't drive in, what's he going to shoot? That's not a good shot.
Yeah, you live with that.
I know you didn't like that Darvin Ham call the timeout.
Nah, he did it.
Yeah, he didn't, excuse me, yeah.
Look, I understand at first, but like I agree with what you said. Once he loses the ball, but you got to call it.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, Russ lost the ball. And then, usually when you lose the ball, you lose momentum on that play. That's usually what happens in basketball. You just lose the momentum on that play. So what I would have done is, like, at that point, be like, all right, let's call a timeout. Let's make sure everything is good. We brought the ball up. We'll just get a few seconds to get a shot up. Maybe you get a 3, a 2, whatever. Something different. It's just a different look. I understand you have that mismatch, but I really, honestly, don't consider it a mismatch.
Yeah, I feel like LeBron's shot was falling from the midi.
Yeah.
I would have liked for it to go to the bottom, maybe like a fadeaway or something like that.
I've gotten used to the idea of keeping Russell Westbrook. I think we are going to keep Russell Westbrook. But my thing is, like, he's proven time and time again, and that's no disrespect to him. He's a Hall of Famer, but he just can't close out a game. You know what I'm saying? He creates mismatches for the other team because they put the center on him, which opens up the floor. This is a guy that can space the floor for offensively for his team. This is a guy that is high turnover prone. I understand that he's a Hall of Famer, so I can't get mad at him when he wants to, drive in and take the last shot. But that's just not a good look. The look that you're going for. So it really takes away from everything that's going on. And plus, you're already limiting yourself to having to play Dennis Schroeder and Patrick Beverley because I know Patrick didn't play last game, but I'm just saying, like, they always want to close with that unit. Every time that we've given him the opportunity to close, he's made mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he had a good stop on Embiid. I'll give him that. That's true. That was a great stop. But at the end of the day, I don't know if he's giving you enough for you to close him. I don't know if that's the right move for the team, respectfully. And whatever, I'm pretty sure that we're gonna keep
look, Westbrook has been amazing on the bench with energy. This man has helped us come back in so many games. He has actually had a great defensive season. I feel like he has a lot of good defensive moments, and I don't have a problem with him. I like you said, I'm fine with keeping Westbrook. I would like to do like a second trade for like Bogdanovich or whatever with other players. Honestly, the player that I'm most thinking about trading is Lonnie Walker. which is crazy because at first I was like, nah, bro, we can't trade him. But now, like, it's not even his fault. It's just that his fit is not the best because the way we want to use him as a spot up, that limits him. He's more on that.
For sure.
So I think we're gonna end up trading him, and even though Beverly has played better and Nunn has had his moments, and we're gonna trade him as well.
I think, and also if you're just gonna use Nunn, you gotta give him more shots, bro. This man took 2 shots last game.
Yeah.
I think that's unacceptable.
I think both of them deserve a better team.
No, absolutely.
For themselves.
And look, I'm not, when Nunn has been given the opportunity, has he been good? No, maybe not all the time. Sometimes he has, but I feel like if you are gonna play him, you gotta give him shots, bro. Last game they didn't even give him 3s, bro. This man took 2 shots and they were by himself basically. They were like in transition. You gotta give. If you're gonna use Kendrick Nunn, you just gotta give him shots, like straight up. If not, just don't play him because what are you doing with that? You know what I'm saying? What you were saying about Lonnie, I think with Lonnie too is like we have a lot of players. We have Austin Reeves, Troy Brown, Thomas Bryant, Dennis Schroeder, Russell Westbrook. These are all players that we would love to have back because they've been really good this season. But you just can't simply bring them all back. And if we trade Lonnie now, then that's going to create a way for us to not have to bring him back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he's the not counting like tradable contract wise, he's making the second most. If we're not counting Russ, he's making the second most. He's making $6 million a year. You can package him with a Nunn and a Beverly. That's already like $20+ million a year, and you can use that to get a real player, a real good solid player. And at the end of the day, we just have a lot of players in Lonnie's position. We have Austin and stuff. And we have to play him a lot of either power forward or small forward. And you don't want that. We're doing a disservice to Lonnie at this point. And especially since Shooter came back, Lonnie just hasn't been able to be himself because you just can't have that many shots for that many people. So, we see a lot of teams like that have so much creation. Look at the Celtics team back in the day. We look at the Clippers now. It's a team that when you have so many players that need the ball in their hands, it just doesn't work.
Man, it's just so frustrating because I can't even enjoy the games when we lose. Like the last 2 games were fire.
Great games.
The Mavericks game, dude, that was an amazing game, bro. 2 overtimes, Luka hitting back-to-back close shots. And I'm a Luka fan, so against any other team, I'll be like, let's go, Luka, you're so clutch. But obviously against the Lakers, I'm going to get upset. And dude, but we can't afford these losses. Like, obviously, both of those teams are good. And if we would have gotten, like, destroyed by Sixers and Mavericks, I wouldn't have been as upset. But knowing that we had the game in our hands to win it, and it's funny because it's not even shows those 2. The Celtics game, the other 76ers game, the Pacers game, the Blazers. At this point, it's like 8 games this season that we lost that we should have won. And considering the fact that we're under 500, but we're now like 5, we're right there. We're 2 games away. We're in like the 11th seed. We're about to make it to the play-in. We're like 2 games away from the 6th seed, and now we're back to where we were before the 5-game winning streak. It's like it didn't even happen. Yeah. And obviously AD should come back soon, but we don't know that yet. And like even if AD comes back, there's no guarantee we're gonna go on this 5-winning streak because there's a lot of good teams in the NBA. So man, these losses hurt. I keep getting my hopes up just to get them to show it out towards them. Like it sucks, bro. It sucks as a fan.
Do you think that that Russ got fouled? I mean, I'll put up a picture of the foul or whatever, the Embiid picture. I'll show it to you right now.
But I think that's another one of those that like, yeah, maybe he did. Yeah, like he's like holding his arm.
It's like what I always tell Abram and what we always discuss. They're never gonna call it. That's
not at the end.
At the end, you don't call that. You never.
In the
do.
second quarter, that's probably getting called.
For sure, and that's definitely getting called.
And also, they didn't call a flagrant foul on B, which honestly I didn't. Sure.
Yeah, and then my thing with that is like they didn't call it a Troy Brown shot. They didn't call the LeBron James, the Wendy Gabriel, the 2 fouls on that. There's a bunch of shots that you just simply don't call, and I just think it's mostly because you don't call them in crunch time. You just don't. But also the Dallas Mavericks game, that was obviously like horribly officiated. One of the worst games I've ever seen, and. We're not usually the type to complain about officials because we always say you gotta just win, bro. That's part of the game, just win. But that was horrible. That for both sides, not even just the Lakers, just the Mavs were getting bad calls as well. But yeah, especially I think the Lakers, they really blew the game out, I would say, because who knows if Troy would have made it, but just not giving him the chance to make the shot, that's just unacceptable to me. And then with the whole and just different things like that, like we're just kind of really unlucky. But it's like. Once again, it goes back to it, just the team composition. Like, of course, we're gonna lead to that. We have no guy that can close. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were watching Trevor Lane. I don't know if you ended up finishing watching the video, the trade video. And he was talking about how they wanted to get LeBron, a guy that can, the reason that they traded for Russ was because they wanted to get a guy that can, just basically perform when AD and Russ didn't play. I mean, when AD and Brown didn't play. They got Russ. So I get that, but I feel like if you're gonna get a player like that, you need a player that we can get it close. I feel like Russ is not built like a closer.
And like you can have Russ, we gotta have somebody else. I think getting Bogdanovich I'm not saying Bogdanovich is gonna be this closer, but he's a shot maker.
He can
he's
be
a shot creator.
But the thing, we gotta look at it like that. You don't need it. Your best player doesn't need to be the closer.
No.
In those Clippers teams, you had Lou Williams be the closer. The Middleton is the closer for the Bucks.
Exactly.
You don't need like this all-time, this fantastic.
LeBron
player.
and Kyrie back in there.
Yeah, Kyrie's the closer. And that's no disrespect to LeBron. I was telling him, it's not that LeBron's not clutch. It's not that LeBron can't. It's just he's not built like that. His play style isn't built on coming off the dribble, shooting a pull-up jumper. That's just not LeBron's shot. That's just not LeBron's.
But then we always say like just drive in, but man, like at the end when LeBron has the ball, you don't think that everybody's gonna be ready for a drive?
There's a reason why most game winners aren't drives.
Exactly, because
they don't allow that because they know that a layup is an easy ass point. There's a reason.
And we're doing that so many times. LeBron passes out because he drives in and then somebody gets open, and they're like, "Oh, what are you doing, boy? Why you want LeBron to miss a layup over like 4 people?"
Closers are people like Bogdanovich. I think we can definitely use Bogdanovich to close for us. Or a guard. You know what I'm saying? Usually guards are closers for a reason. Like, I would love to have a guard that could do that. Terry Rozier, that's a guy that can do that for us. You know what I'm saying? Players like that, just a player that can, you know, just come off the dribble, bro. We have no players that can just come off the dribble and shoot, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so many things that are missing in this team, like, overall. And it's just heartbreaking sometimes.
And it sucks us. We're missing so many things, but we're still in games, bro. We're still competing. Like, and that we can win against anybody out there, but that's whatever. I mean, we already said what we had to say. I think that's all for now. Hopefully, AD comes back soon and we can do something. Hopefully, that Bogdanovich trade does end up happening. I don't know, because like Trevor Lane keeps saying from Lakers Nation, that the market is tough. They're asking for 1 million picks. They're trying to fleece the Lakers. Nobody wants to make a trade with the Lakers. They don't like them. Straight up, they're haters.
I know that the market is dry and this and that, but if they don't make a move, I really think LeBron and Anthony Davis should consider like just leaving this team because
nah, but listen, if we miss the playoffs, get out of the bro.
It's just unacceptable. It's just unacceptable. You can't treat your players like that. Bro, the Clippers have made a move every single year like the Wiseman did. When have the Lakers made a move? Every single year in the deadline they have made a move. When have the Lakers ever made a move in the deadline? They haven't. His first year, yeah.
They got Andre Drummond.
That was a buyout market.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like they're not making moves. They haven't made moves. The moves that they make are in the offseason and stuff. Sometimes you need to shake them in the middle of the season. Look, I'm gonna say this: that first year, we didn't really need them. The chemistry was really good.
Yeah, of course.
But that second year, like, bro, there was a lot of things that the team was missing. We just didn't, you know. We did,
the second year was tough with injuries.
Yeah, exactly. But we needed a player like that could just pick it up. Like Kyle Lowry would have been super solid. You know, they were thinking about that trade. Obviously, Kyle Lowry sucks dick now, but
we didn't know by then.
Yeah, at the time we didn't know. So it's just like little different things here and there that we could have done to make this team better. And I just feel like Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss in the front office, they refuse to make these moves for the team.
But yeah, man, that's pretty much all we had to say. We can only stay optimistic as fans, but it's tough when stuff like this happens. You get like your air blown out of you. So yeah, anything else you have to say?
Nah, I hope you guys like the new studio.
We're very excited. This is really, really motivating. Like, now we finished our first video. I liked it. I felt more focused, talking and everything. So we're excited for the future and peace out.
Peace out.